Hail brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Satisfactory. We're down here by Oil 1. I've been doing a little bit of work just before starting up this recording. I have placed down 4 of the truck stations, each with like space for a truck to just kind of drive through, and then we're going to loop them back round. And I built a nice big ramp, because I had a thought on... I don't know why I'm doing that. I've got my Blade Runners on. I've been thinking about how I want to get vehicles in and out of here. And building a ramp down was probably like the smoothest way of doing it. I did have to clear a bit more space because the orientation of the foundations didn't allow me to just kind of build up the space that I had cleared. So we've got this nice big ramp now. Which I think should definitely suit our purposes. I can expand it over this way a little bit, but I do think that the scenery is going to start kind of merging with the floor a bit. I do need to build stuff out this way as well, just so that we can get... come on, I want you to connect underground for crying out loud. Alright, we'll do it. Alright, yeah, that works. There we go. That'll be a nice smooth transition for the truck to get up and over. But I do have a couple of thoughts, because I do want to get multiple vehicles doing this route. You know, 2, maybe 3 trucks running the same circuit. And I want to be sure that the trucks aren't going to collide with each other. So what I'm thinking of doing is either broadening the ramp down so that we can have like one side for... trucks coming in, one side for trucks coming out. I could just build a wall directly up the middle and just have them cautiously come down one side. Or I was thinking of making this like a double layer, like kind of ramp. Having a tunnel. Having this as like the input essentially. And then building another floor above it with another ramp going up for the trucks to go back out. For the time being, it's not going to be a problem because we're only going to have one vehicle doing this. So for now, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm mostly just down here so that we can get the infrastructure in place, get the miners built, and then we can drag some power over and just take it from there, really. I hope that the miner's going to connect through the foundations when they're this high. Let's have a look. See, I need to grab miners from the truck because I don't have them on my person. Yes, it will connect here, good. But each of these miners is going to provide some supply for 1 truck station each, so that's why we've got them in this orientation. One of them won't be active because big fucking boulder, can't do anything about it yet. Give it time. I don't know, I wonder, can I maybe glitch it by tearing up this log? No, these won't shift if you do, like, deforestation around them. It has got to be exploded. So, I guess we'll just have to do that. But the rest of the, I've done a decent job of clearing out some space. It's looking very neat and tidy. But that is another 2 miners. You slightly got your stilts, because this one's a bit higher for some reason. But, it's fine. Do I want to ramp down? I think I do, but I'm going to pull it back a little bit. In fact, what I might do would be ramp the input belts down this bit, and the rest of this can stay with regular flat foundations, just to give us something that looks a little bit different. I quite like doing stuff like this. I think it looks nice. I have weird ways of doing things. If I like the way it looks, then it's generally a good sign that it will stick around. But we want to go Mark III belts on everything, and steel beams are currently sitting in the truck, so I should go and grab those. And we can try and get the logistical side of things in place. Another thing I did off camera was setting up the concrete production over at the steel outpost. And I deconstructed everything that was at the main factory. Our initial concrete production is completely gone. We will not be working with that any longer. And just for the sake of it, each one of these is going to have a splitter so that the truck stations can stay loaded with coal for fuel, as well as the coal for supplying the vehicles themselves. I mean, I highly doubt there's going to be any need for each and every one of these to have a fuel input as well. But, you know what, fuck it. Let's just go overboard with it. So at the moment, each of these is going to be pulling 120 out the ground. We can overclock those all the way up to 300. So that ain't bad. It's a rather nice amount of supply. We'll get this last one over here rigged up. And then I think we'll have to head back so that we can get some power brought over. Right, now how do I want to do power? We'll have a power pole in each of these corners. You can provide power to... each power pole that's by the truck station will provide a connection for the truck station and whatever, you know, the miner that's providing it with supplies. And then we'll just connect them all together, get them onto the main power grid, and fingers crossed, things should work out fine. But now we're going to have the long trek back to the main factory so that we can get the power up and running. So this bit might take a while. It's going to be very boring. Wondering which way I should take this. Should we just go through the woods? Why not? And we're back. I'm also thinking of, like, kind of rejigging where these are, because it might make things a little easier for getting trucks in and out. Maybe? Let's pull these foundations back a bit. Might do things this way. Because we can have the trucks come in along this way. I could put a wall along here, I think. I might have just left myself enough space. No, that's currently encroaching on others' clearance. So let's shimmy these back by, like, one little space. I'll have to do them like that. And then I should be able to put walls in. Yeah. Alright, we'll do it that way. And then, like, we can just section off the delivery zone, essentially. And not have to worry about any wires getting crossed. It should all be fine. Right, you can go away. Such a rude thing to say, isn't it? Right, you're done. You can go away. And we'll get power connections going through to all of these truck stations. These are all going to be for unloading. Yup. And we'll dismantle the floor beneath these bits so that we can get all of the belt outputs. Just going to seal things off a little bit. This should work okay. I think, anyway. But we'll take power connection down this way. And you can... where are you going to go? Yeah. You can go down here on this end of everything. I'll connect you over to that. And wow, we are consuming so little power at the moment because almost nothing is online. But now we should get back to Coal 1. We need to go and pick up the truck. We need to do a little bit of a run, bringing some resources back. And get round to automating some vehicles. Or at least one, just to start with. I mostly want to see if this whole thing's going to work. Like the kind of, you know, barreling through the truck stations to see if they'll load. Because they do load, like, pretty instantaneously when you just kind of approach them. So, I reckon this should work. Well, all of the miners are active, so that's a good sign. I do need to finish foundations around this way, so that we can get the trucks to loop around the back. I'm also concerned I might need to find more concrete. I'm going to tear up a load of the stuff that I placed down over this way, because it's not really serving any purpose. We'll just kind of cannibalize it and reuse it elsewhere. And I think some more deforestation needs to happen. Sorry, these trees need to go. Right, I want to get myself past the end of the... we'll go from around here, so... we'll say anything from this point back towards the outpost is getting torn down. And this will clear us a nice bit of space so we can get some clear passage for the trucks. I'm going to be making so much bloody biomass when I get back to the base. It's going to be ridiculous. I think half the truck's inventory is just leaves and branches at the moment. Or leaves and wood. It's getting a bit silly. Yoink. Now, I got this big mound of land in the way. Do I want to ramp over this just for the sake of having more foundations everywhere? I think I do, actually. So let's do that. Right, I've run out of concrete again, so I've got to tear down the remainder of the sky bridge, because I still haven't, like, fully torn that thing up yet. So I'm going to get all of the foundation back from what we built just getting over to this bit. There's still a load of it up in the sky, however. But we can use the stuff here. I'm going to have to run out and demolish it backwards. The things we do for resources. But that will do for now, I think. Still got a little bit of foundation, so we may as well try and plug some of the gaps. But that's going to have to do it. So we're going to need to head back to the main factory in order to get more concrete. I've got a lot of leaves, a lot of wood. This thing's not actually going to be able to fill up with coal. I just realised. Also, are you guys set to loading? You are, but the ones back at the steel plant aren't. I just remembered I got my buttons the wrong way around. Oh, for crying out loud. Alright, I tell you what, we gotta head back so that we can get the truck station sorted. I also want to test this ramp out, see how the truck gets on with it. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get 2 vehicles down this. If it was tractors, maybe. Ooh. With trucks, however, these units are just way too wide. And that's not me body shaming, or chassis shaming, I should say. It's just an observation. Hell, even getting through here, I don't know how we're going to manage getting 2 vehicles down this route. This is going to be an interesting one to figure out. I mean, I suppose I could do this with just tractors. We'd need more of them, but it would be doable. So I don't know. There are options. You're nearly full of biomass now, so I'll save sorting out all the biomass stuff until like when I'm off camera, because there's no need for me to be doing that stuff now. Let's just get a couple of storage boxes. I'm missing iron plate, because I left it on the fucking truck, didn't I? I tell you what, I'm just going to dump it in this storage container, because this isn't really being used for anything. Okay, so yeah, you guys need to all be set to unloading. Like so. I need to empty... I'm going to go with the truck for now, but I need to empty out its contents. So you need to give me all of my iron plate back. I'm going to stick that there, so I can put in... Actually, should I go... What I should do would be sort out the input belts for the coal. Oh, and I need concrete anyway, so I need to go and grab that. Alright, there's a trio of input lines for the coal. Now we just need to get the connections into the truck stations. If I can get out, there we are, thank you. Oh, actually, this needs to happen a different way, doesn't it? And this is going to be awkward because I can't snap these directly on. Right, that should work fine. It's not the most elegant of solutions, but I can also cover up some of this, which is going to be good. Right, now we need to clear some space. I don't think I need those. Definitely don't need that. Or that. Let's empty out the truck, and let's try and automate this thing and get it doing what we need it to do. Let's just see how these things do. Unloading, unloading, unloading. Yeah, that should be fine. We should just be able to run this thing all the way through. Wait, how did that work for getting items on the belts? I think it pretty much all went straight into that first one, just because the truck didn't have much coal in it. But with regular deliveries, this system should work fine. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, of course, but we'll see how it gets on once we... Okay. I need to sort myself out better ways of getting out of these ridiculous builds. Right. Start recording. Let's go. Oh, down we go, down we go. Pick up some speed. And let's load her up. I don't think that's going to work quite as effectively as I'd like. Probably need to go through that either slower or multiple times. Now I think the best way I'm going to be able to work multiple automated trucks is to have them run in one big convoy, so that they're all kind of following each other. There's not going to be a chance of them colliding when one's going to the coal outpost and one's coming from. Because a lot of this route is kind of fairly narrow. Especially, well, for a vehicle of this size anyway. Oh no. That tree's gonna have to go. Right. I'm hoping that worked out okay. What's your supply like? You're completely emptied out there. Did we get more onto different belts? We got some onto the second belt. Okay. Progress. There seems to actually be a fairly good supply as well. Okay, I have a little more faith in this. Yeah, fair play, this actually got loaded up with a fair amount of coal. Well, that's pretty good. Right, we're going to hide your path notes, and then enable autopilot. And away you go. Actually, let's hop along for the ride. We'll see how well this route is going to work with things being automated. And I don't know, this is a rather neat little spot to just kind of like sit here and enjoy the ride. Are you really this slow? You feel a lot quicker when you're actually driving it. Oh, hang on, I'm picking up speed. No, that's better. I must have just been going slow on the way out, or it's the automation is making adjustments, the autopilot. Oh, if there's going to be an opportunity to do shit like this once the trains are introduced, oh, it's going to be so much fun. So, I mean, you guys all know that one of my favourite things to do in Factorio was just to set up trains and just go along for the ride. Get to do that from this perspective is going to be awesome. Oh, here we go. Big ramp time. Yes, go. Come on. I know you can do it. You're being very cautious. Why is that? What a strange vehicle. Is it something to do with me being down there? Now that's picking up speed. Whoa, okay. Clothesline by power lines. The fuck was that all about? Why did we do a 360? I might bang my head on this bit. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Whoa! Hi, how's it going? I mean, I'd seen people online talking about other vehicles were a bit buggy, but man, didn't expect that sort of stuff. Oh, don't fall off. Ooh. Had me nervous there. And spin it around, spin it around. Oh god, okay, right, I need to put more foundations out that side. Trying to build foundations from on top of the truck is a little difficult. One of those completely missed, but it's fine. We're almost back. Oh, right, yeah, that thing is definitely got to go. Very in the way over here. Why are you stuck on that rock? Oh, for crying out loud. I can't do anything about that until I get the explosives. Alright, give me a second. Right. Okay, off you go. Let's see what your output's like this time. All three belts got some supplies. Not bad, each of them got like a couple of hundred each. So that's alright, I think. Yeah, he's definitely picking up speed now that I'm not sitting down by the front wheel. Okay, bye! I mean, we can keep an eye on it on the map. But overall, I think that was relatively successful. I'm actually surprised at how well that worked. Obviously, you know, throughput for that is going to be fairly sporadic. It's going to require a lot more vehicles to be able to keep these machines full, keep things active. The most efficient and throughput friendly way to do this would just be to belt everything over. But I don't want belts covering the entire map. I don't want to be, I want to be setting up outposts. I want vehicles to be moving from different outposts to different, from one outpost to another. I really like, the whole automation of vehicles thing. It's one thing that I really loved in Factorio, and it's one thing that I really like in this as well. So I'm going to be going with this, regardless of whether it's a good way of doing things or not. When trains get introduced, they'll probably be a far more efficient way of doing things. So we'll probably transition over to those when they get brought into the main game, or when they get brought over into early access. And I still think they're not even in the experimental build at the moment. The developers are holding off on trains until they're ready, which is good. I would much prefer them to take their time with it than rush things and have them be less than effective, less than impressive, and I appreciate them taking care with that sort of way of getting their game out. The game is early access. There's still a lot that needs fixings, a lot that needs it to be implemented in the first place, because they're still coming up with new stuff to introduce. And I'm just happy that they're, giving the game the due diligence. They're treating it well. But things over here at the Steel Outpost are back on track, I think. So what I'm going to do between episodes, I'm going to go and sort out all of that biomass stuff. I'll go and get that all sorted out. We'll just let the truck do a few runs just to get some coal into this system. Now that we've got concrete and steel beams, steel pipes all being produced, I'm going to look into building the next floor, which is going to be the assemblers. The assemblers for the encased industrial beams and stators, which means we are going to need to get some copper wire production sorted. There's a... just down here... oh, watch the old knees. Just down here, between between the power plant and the steel outpost, there are 2 copper deposits down there. I think they're both impure. Yes. So we can overclock those to get... I think it will be a total of 300 copper ore. But that will be more than enough to get a hefty amount of copper wire that we can chuck into some stator production. And with that we can then export stators, encased industrial beams, and we can get motors back up in production over that way. And because I've got a few few computers, not hard drives, I'm thinking of placing down our first manufacturer, which means we'll be able to input 4 different items, and we can start producing either it's most likely going to be the heavy modular frames to start with, because we've still got more work over at Oil 1 to do before we can get the computer production up and running. But I think trying to get one of these items needed for the next milestone is going to be a worthwhile endeavour. So I think we're going to keep working towards that. I think the truck has come back with a delivery. I see all the truck stations working to shimmy some stuff about, and yeah, the truck's already well on its way back to Coal 1, so that route is doing quite nicely, I think. Probably still need to clean up a little bit of the foliage over there, maybe smooth out some of the roads, but that's something that we can work on going forward from here. But for now, I'm going to wrap this episode up here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlists on the channel for more Let's Plays on metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment just to leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. 3 of them? Jesus. Nahum, heal yourself. Fuck! Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Jesus, Barakal's dead already.